So, Mr. James, can I share my screen and then
yes, Mr.
proceed?
Peter is the one who is taking over the app training. So he's going to share his screen, and then he will take us through how to develop a web browser. Today and tomorrow, we're supposed to finish with the app development, and then with the web browser, and then we'll move on to the next application we'll be developing. Let me highlight this. The web browser we are learning is in the computing curriculum. Therefore, teachers must take it serious. That's all I will say. All the things that we are doing, we are not doing it for doing sake. Rather, we are doing it according to the computing curriculum. So teachers must take it seriously. And the last I would say, maybe some people were not on board. Now, three word technologies as well as server designs are taking over the training. And then if you are doing one program or two or three, you have to contribute 30 cedis to support our training by the new directives. And I believe combining the app development, graphic designing, and one particular training, I've forgotten it, it's not bad. You will love it. So let's see what our trainer have for us today. He's a student learning from the platform, and he's always on top of issues. Therefore, we want you to take us through. Anybody who also make any effort will be asked to take us through the teaching and learning process. So, Mr. Peter, can you share your screen and then you take us through how to develop a web browser?
Okay. All right, so you see my screen. I want to quickly put off what I've launched. And so right now, this is my normal computer screen you will see. And what happened is that for this particular software we want to develop, we'll be using Visual Studio. And Visual Studio is one of the software that have, it's an example of a multiple ID that is among the ID family. Now, to launch Visual Studio, just like launching any application software. So it depends on whether you are using a shortcut, a pin to taskbar, or you are going to the start menu. Then you follow the regular procedure that we use to launch any sort of application software. With my computer, I have it pinned to my taskbar, so I'll just click on it for it to launch. When a Visual Studio is open in this format, there is an interface you see. For instance, what you see, we have at this side where you can start a new project. Now, in developing of a program or coming out to develop a software, in Visual Studio, we're going to be calling it a project. So when you see a project, basically means that you are developing a particular app. Now, you have what we have, the new projects, open project, and connect to Team Foundation server. The new project basically lets you start everything afresh. Open project, like we know, maybe open an existing document or existing project, which means you started something and then you want to move on. When you just move beneath the next tab, you see what we call recent. Recent basically means that the document you are already working on. So for instance, when we started last 3 days, we were developing where I started with KCM web browser. I ended up to just try something on myself, do this extra tool, just to repeat and refresh my memory. So basically that is what we have. So I'm going to start everything afresh and then we move on. So when you click on new projects, it opens a dialog box, a new project dialog box. Within this new project dialog box, you have what we call a template column to choose the visual language. When you choose the visual language, Mr. Adu,
yes, sir.
Your mic is really, thank you. All right, so when you have this particular dialog box, your job to do, we select our Visual Basic. Now you see that there are other languages, that's why we were calling it a multiple ID. You see the Visual C# and then the C++, and then we have the Studio Solution. So we are selecting the Visual Basic, and then the name of application we want to do. And then the location is at the bottom here. So here you name it. So for instance, I want to call my Diaguzi web browser, maybe version 8.4. That's a choice. 7.4. So the next place you see as location gives you where you want to save your work. So you click on browse and direct it. For instance, I have a folder created in my drive E called app development, app develop. Then I save my works there. So if I come here and decide that this is where I want to save my work, all I need is to click on OK. When you click on OK, you'll get an initial form. So now it's loading. What you see on my screen is loading. And then you get an initial form in this way. You can resize this a bit to have a good interface like you see on front of you. Now, what you have is a form. Within the form that will introduce the various buttons and whatever we will need to develop this particular app. So our target today is to develop a web browser. Now, in developing this web browser, when you have this form, you have what we call in the Visual Studio toolbox. In the toolbox column, if you don't have it actually showing in my screen, you see this pin here is auto hide pin. Yours may be hidden. It's just a matter of you clicking on it you release it from the pen and then you have it there. If you can't see it within, you come to tools, view, and then you make sure you show your toolbox and you have Control+W or X to show it. So when you have this now, it is here that you introduce your various buttons or what you need. In our previous lesson, we learned things like, for instance, in the web browser, you'll be looking at a back button, a forward button, a refresh button, a search button, a home button, an address bar, and then the web page. So in our quest to get all these things down, there are certain tasks that we'll bring on and which the toolbox will be the one to use. So when we are looking for instance, our back button, we'll be using a button tool in the Visual Studio. And then when we get all our tools that we will need, it is then we will later code. So for this particular one, let's rename our form. You see, we have what we call form 1. Now the form 1 becomes like kind of the name of the browser. So I want to change it. So in that case, you come to the properties here at your right-hand side, and then please look for the word text. You see that it is written there form 1. You change it to the name of the browser that you want. So for instance, I want to call my Diaguzi, like I said, Diaguzi web browser 7.4 version. So I press the enter key, you see quickly it has changed at the top. Now you watch carefully, an icon is showing there. This is a representation of how the software icon will look like when it is on a PC. Now, there are several ways you can change them, but in changing them, you have to understand that the picture or the logo you have designed should be in an ICO file format. So I want to come down and change I have some ICO files that I've placed down. So I click on it, click on the small button here, and then I'll get to where I have some ICO files I've put down and say, okay, I want this to be my button or the way I want my application to look like. So I choose it, and then you will see that it will change what I have in front there. Basically, this is working on the form. Now let's move to the next buttons that we will need. So we want to introduce the buttons now. You go to our toolbox. And then you can just search a button. So you see our button, double click on it, it will open for you. So we have this button here called button 1. Now, in our work, we are looking for back button, forward button, refresh, search, home. So this is basically 5. So I want to bring these 5 buttons. I don't want to be going back to the toolbox and be saying button, be clicking. So basically all I'll do is I'll duplicate what I have here. And duplicating what I have here, basically I select and copy, Control C. Then I can paste, Control V. So I paste these things 5 times, 4 extra times to get the necessary buttons I'm looking for.
Mr. Peter.
So I have, yes, please.
Thank you very much, and you are doing a great job. I have muted most of them their microphones, simply because we don't want any noise, and I want to just assure them you are doing demonstration. So when you are done, we are going to involve them so that they will take their machines, and then when you do it, you will take your time, and then they will do it. So from now, they are supposed to observe how you are developing the interface of a web browser. You can choose to reduce the length a little. It is too wide. Okay, so you can continue. When you are done with the interface, then we'll go over again, and this time they will join us and they will be operating their machines. So they can now observe to know how things are done for the first time. Thank you very much. You can continue.
All right. So we have our buttons duplicated. So the first button is here, which will stand for, let's say, the back button. Then I can position my forward button, refresh button. Then the next one is going to be our address bar. But in our address bar, we are going to use a tool called text box to bring in our address bar. So I type in text box. It will show here. Then I can drag to resize it. Then I have my, say, search button and the home button. So I have my various buttons now. Now you realize this is button 1, button 2, button 3, the search bar or the address bar, and then button 4. We want to rename them to reflect what we are looking for. So you click on your button 1, you come back to your properties tool, and then you look for text as we did earlier, the name, you see button 1. You quickly change the name from button 1 to maybe back. I'm going to use my less than symbol to replace it. Sorry, text. I'm going to use my less than symbol to change the name. So you see my less than symbol there, changing the name for the back. Now that is too big looking at the image inside. So I want to resize this a bit. I have this. So I can move this and resize this one since it's also taking the same format. So when they look almost the same, I can change that one to, I come back to the same place, change the name to the greater than sign, meaning forward. If you want to type back, forward is a choice. Okay, we move on to our refresh button. So we come back there. And we move it, we type the name, refresh. Press the enter key to change the name. So I want to adjust my, this is small. Then I have here search. So the same format you have used for the back button, forward button is the same thing you are going to use here. You come and look for text and change it to search. Press the enter key, it changes. You come for the home button as well. And then you have your home. Press the enter key. Now the next thing we want to do is a web page. And to get the web page, you are going to pick a tool called web browser. So you type in our web, immediately it shows up, and then you can pick it. You double click, you pick it. Then you can drag over, and we have this. Now, when you look at it, I want us to debug this for you to see how it is looking like. Afterwards, we'll come and do certain adjustment a little bit. So I click on start. and then you see it debug, and you can minimize it to see what we are coming out with for now.
It's under your taskbar, or yes, where it is under your taskbar.
I've duplicated my screen, so let me just quickly.
Oh, sure. So use Alt plus the tab. You see it first, and then.
Just a moment, let me clear off something, then you have it.
James Andona. What actually has a joining in 20 ma. What you are not going to admit, so a ma. About joining. Bye bye. Yeah, demonstration. Okay, obviously, I said, yeah, you want to go to the start to recent? Okay, recent. You can click on recent.
I'm relaunching my distance. Normally when I'm working, yeah, I normally use double screen to do my work. So sometimes when I duplicate, shift to the other screen, and what I'm sharing with you is also different. So that's why we had that challenge. So let me
click on start.
Work on, yes. Okay, so you see in front of us, basically what we want to see, this state.
Okay.
So basically we call it Diaguzi web browser, this one, but you realize that it has shifted and just positioned itself somewhere here. So we want to correct these anomalies and then we continue. So basically that is the web browser we've developed where we can type.
Can you enlarge it again?
Yeah, here is it.
Okay, so as we can see that the search button and then the home button, the position is wrong. They're supposed to go to the right top.
Yeah.
Right top. So the correction we are going to do, we are going to select right top. And then the address bar is supposed to be left, right, and top. And then the white area, which is the web browser or the work area or the web page, when you select the position, you are going to select left, right, top, and bottom. So when Mr. Peter goes to that to select, to make that selection, members should understand. When we select search button and home button, we are going to position them at the right and top. That is what he's going to select. When he selects the address bar, he's going to select left, right, and top. Oh. When he's correcting the web page, he will be selecting top, bottom, right, and left. So, Mr. Peter, let's continue.
All right. So when you close this, you see that automatically your Visual Studio will come back to site. So let's just close the output at the down here to have our interface. Okay, let's proceed. So we proceed. Now I need to correct the positioning. So I come and select these two. So you hold the shift key and click the second one because they all carry the same property.
Control key. You click on set button, you press and hold down control key and you click on the home button. The two selected. Okay.
All right, so we come back to our layout to pick the positioning. So when you watch the layout, you see an anchor. And there you see it is now at the moment at top and left. So we want to change it to this place. But so we have to deactivate the left side. So you click on it to deactivate. The top is already correct. only move to the right-hand side, and then you press our enter key to change that part. Then we come to select our address bar. For this particular one, it is top, left, and right. Yeah.
Can you move the search and home under the close button? It should go to the left, right.
Okay.
You set both of them, then left arrow key on the keyboard. Okay, it's okay. Then you open the address bar.
Okay.
Perfect. Please, participants, note that the address bar, the tool we use is text box. The back, forward, refresh, home, search, we use buttons. And then the white area you are seeing, we use web browser. The spelling is W, capital W, E, B, capital B, R, O, W, S, E. Web browser. It's not the web browser we know. It's a component in Visual Studio that we use for the web page. Mr. Peter, continue.
All right, so let's work on our address bar. So we click on it, come back to our layouts, and then we look for anchor and change this by adding the right, because we told you that it has to have the right, left, and top. So press our enter key to pick it. Then the next one is the web browser, the web page. So you select the same place, but this time, this one takes all the places so that it will cover the whole place. You press the enter key, let's debug and see what we have there. So you see that now this is the way it look like. When I even maximize, it still follow the same format. And so this is what we have. Now they will not behave because there's no code behind them. But you can see that they have all the necessary things. So this is our web browser called Diaguzi Web Browser 7.4 version. So we have that.
Right now you are 7.0, you have 1.1. 7. Hey, my brother. When we get to the intermediate, then we look for maybe 3.0 right now.
Yes.
Okay, so participants, you can now turn on your microphones, and then let's see, I don't know how many minutes left, but we talk for just 1 minute. Please turn on your microphones, and now let's share ideas. Let's talk. Turn on your microphones and let's talk. Any question? You see, Mr. Peter is a student from, but he was just 2 days. He grabbed a pen, and then today, so you all teach us as time goes on. So let's hear from you. Is there any question you want to ask? If you don't have questions,
that's right.
I have questions to ask. You can raise up your hand in your video, and okay, Mr. Peter, can you turn off?
Oh.
Peter, turn.
Oh, any uncle.
Okay, please. They started talking. Yes, gentlemen, raise up your hand. I will call you. Then you talk. You can also go to the system and go to more. There's a place called more. You can click on raise hand, and I will see you. Any question? Turn on your microphone and you can ask questions. Okay, should I ask my question?
Since no one is ready to ask questions,
so what
then you can ask a question, then we move.
Do you have a question to ask yourself? Do you have a question to ask? Then let me ask.
I have a question.
Okay, let's hear you.
This video can be recorded and sent on platform.
I am recording it and it will be given to you. And then you need to subscribe it in YouTube, please. The link will come. If you tap on the link, it will take you to YouTube. You need to click on subscribe so you can get the rest of the recorded. Is there any question again? Is there any question? Okay, who can tell me the tool used for address bar? the name of the tool in Visual Studio that is used for address bar in the web browser. Ready?
Text box.
Is that?
Hello.
The text box.
Yeah, text box.
You are correct. Now, then the second question. What is the tool
Hello.
in Visual Studio used for home button? The name of a tool you use in Visual Studio for home button.
It's button.
Button is correct. You've got it. Now, the next question. The component used for web page when developing a web browser in Visual Studio is
Web browser.
web browser.
Web
Correct.
browser.
I'm ending this video and I'll come back in 30 seconds. We are done with the first recording, so I'm converting it. So I will leave online for just 30 seconds and I'll come back. All right, thank you very much for coming. Is there anything anyone want to say before I convert this video?
So please, should we stay here or we should also exit and then come back?
No. Just stay.
No, you can still
So that you join automatically. Stay. All right, thank you very much. And this is the the third day of our app development, and then a student called Mr. Peter took us through. He's doing marvelous. We will meet again in just 30 seconds. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.